What is SmackNPie? SmackNPie here. For the first time in our gaming industry, mainstream media has finally done something like this on time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. So you've probably heard the news, Poppy Playtime. An incredibly popular, and when I say incredibly popular, I mean incredibly popular indie horror game that has only one chapter out at the moment is getting its own film. Today, Mob Games announced on Twitter that they signed a deal with Studio71. I was looking into Studio71 to see what's up, and I was like, why haven't I heard of these suckers? Well, it's because they like to keep it a little low profile out there. Think of Studio71 as a matchmaking studio. They bring filmmakers and stuff like that with franchises that, they see potential in. And for the first time ever, Hollywood is on time with an indie franchise. Look at these cats, bro. Are you hearing these cats? Listen. You can't make this up, ladies and gentlemen, you can't. But yo, at first it would have been like, it's not a big deal, Mob Games is just hyped and Studio71 is just looking. No. Deadline was reporting this. Deadline is one of the top Hollywood reporters. They have some of the exclusive scoops and insights related to Hollywood, and they broke this news. Then Mob Games announced it on Twitter. When they announced it, they have a new logo and whatnot. So it's happening, it's official. Now, the first criticism obviously would be, how does a game that's not even finished, Cats, can you stop? How does a game that's not even finished getting a full-blown movie film from a popular studio? You know what's even crazier before we move on? That this is coming to theaters. Not exclusive to streaming, but it's coming in theaters. Alright, so now let's get to the actual nitty-gritty stuff. Okay, Smack, we heard you. There's a film being made based on Poppy Playtime. There's no directors at the moment. Studio71 is looking at all the potential. They're basically looking into it to see what kind of film they can make, what kind of directors, writers, producers they can, hop on board for this one. Let's address the first things first, and that is, the game has only one chapter at the moment. How are they gonna get the lore, whatnot, but even most importantly, the sustainability of this game. Let's say chapter 2 drops, chapter 3 drops, and it's not as popular, as it was when chapter 1 dropped. That's not the point here. Chapter 1 has cemented itself and made its point enough to sell merchandise, to sell copies of the game itself. Look at the views on YouTube. I know that YouTube itself, the social media numbers, it does not equate to mainstream views, mainstream sales, because that's essentially what matters to Hollywood. You can have billion views on YouTube, it won't matter for nothing if you can't translate that to proper sales. It is said in the article that this film will be based on Poppy Playtime franchise, not the games. So don't expect anything related to chapters 1 to 5. It could, of course there's going to be Easter eggs, of course there's going to be familiarity, but it's not like a prequel or sequel to the games. It's a original story written specifically based on Poppy Playtime. So no, it's not from chapter 1, the events of chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, prequel, sequel. No, it's an original story specifically for the films. Think of it as like a comic book movie where it's based on the comic books and its story, but it's not adapted. Yep, that's the word I was looking for. It's not adapting Poppy Playtime, but it's based on that. So that should excite you, because if you're not a fan of the current lore of the game, which is weird, I know only chapter 1 is out, you should be excited because they're taking a different approach with Poppy Playtime, the film. So all that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited. My take is that finally, we're looking more into the potential of indie horror franchises. This is the first of many to come. Mark my words. Even our own Vincent Linux from Dark Deception talked about this on his Twitter, where he said, Dark Deception, Little Nightmares, Doki Doki Literature Club, Little Nightmares, they have not, and Dark Deception itself, have not signed a deal. But if Poppy Playtime works out, there's a floodgate waiting. Just waiting. There are studios out there, directors, producers waiting. If Poppy Playtime does it right, it doesn't matter if Five Nights at Freddy's movies is bullcrap or whatnot. I know some might even argue, and I would even go as far as to say that Five Nights at Freddy's movie might essentially be a lot more successful than Poppy Playtime. But I'm gonna put a prediction. It's a bold prediction, and I'm gonna undo this video. Did I say undo this video instead of end this video? you know what, whatever, we're gonna roll with it. I have not made video in a few days, so I'm a little rusty, but I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Poppy Playtime movie is gonna come out earlier than Five Nights at Freddy's movies. Mark my word, alright? And anyone saying the game is not finished, guys, filmmaking takes a lot longer. It takes a long time to make a film. Just like it takes a long time to make a game, because there's so many people involved and there's just so much work and legal mumbo jumbo. So I would say a minimum of 2 years. The sweet spot would be 3 years. But what they should do is that when Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 or 4 drops, there should be a Poppy Playtime the movie trailer. When the whole Poppy Playtime game is out, a few months later you can have the final trailer with the release date, and then Poppy Playtime after the game is out, Poppy Playtime is running in theaters, and at the end of the movie you have the sequel announcement for both the movie and Poppy Playtime. Then it'll open the floodgates to other games like Little Nightmares. Little Nightmare TV series, it's a mess. I'll have a video on it later. You can make there should be a series on Dark Deception. There is an insane amount of content hidden in Doki Doki Literature Club that can be adapted into a whole series. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just dragging at this point. What do you think about all this? I'm personally so happy. I have no problems with it whatsoever. And for the first time, I'll say that for the first time they announced it early. That's a good thing. Alright, let's just hope they start working on it ASAP. Guys, subscribe for more Poppy Playtime film updates as well. That's crazy. It's a crazy world we live in. I'll see you in the next one.